so you can remove your spotlight, Iman. So thanks a lot
Yeah.
again, everybody, for showing up. Really, really excited for this. You know, spotlight. I gotta you mute me because I just went live on YouTube. All right, yeah. So really, really exciting times here. We were planning to do this for some time right now, and getting the response that we got, it was it made sense that we did it at the right time. So really quickly, I'm just going to jump on a presentation. We have a lot to cover. I'm not going to take too much time going left and right. Let me start my share screen, and then we can go from there. All right, guys. So here it is, official start, how to get ready for a 100% remote job. So what does that mean, right? So everybody's been talking about remote work a lot more now. It's like a buzzword, but I don't think it's a buzzword anymore. I think it is the word. It is the trend. It is what people are doing. It is not, something people are doing as a necessity. It is a requirement. And I think as far as I'm concerned, I think it's the biggest change in an employee market since World War II. I think a lot of things changed around that, and since COVID, this has turned it around. And the biggest break that what Repstack had along with this is COVID came 2020. We started 2019, or we started planning for Repstack in 2019. So that tells you how long have you been at the system. We started 7 years ago. First year was slow, and last 6 years it has been a magic. That's why we want to bring what we've learned in last 6 years to everybody. And if you can learn from our Repstack HR team, the tools that we have found, the mistakes that we've made, the pitfalls that we've seen, the learnings that we've had, that's what we're going to be sharing with you guys right now today. So that anybody that walks out from here, of course, we would want you to apply for a job at Repstack. That's what we do. We are a recruiting company. So let me see, you're already here. You see screen, there's so many badges. So let me just go over what's happening here. So these are, Repstack, of course, that's the logo, that's my company, that's the organization that started all October 2020. It's a remote digital marketing staffing agency. We're already above 300 people recruited, right now active. As far as the complete is concerned, since last 6 years, we deployed more than 2,000 people, worked with more than 800 digital marketing agencies across the United States of America. And it's, of course, now we have a global print too. That's what digital marketing agency recruitment is right now. It means Repstack within the digital marketing world. So we are also, that brings us, why are we so good? It is Inc. 5000. That's another badge that you're going to be seeing on the slide. So I just want to tell you what it means. Inc. 5000, a lot of people of you, might have heard it. If anybody has heard, about Inc. 5000 before, can they drop a little yes in the chat? That would be awesome to see, who's in the room, kind of get the weight of the room. Inc. 5000 is a list in the United States that, it has a lot of homework done, and it's only 4% of the companies can qualify for it. The Repstack is one of it. And within human resource world, within the HR companies, hundreds and thousands of HR companies, we are 66th fastest growing HR company. Now, of course, we have no offices. I'm based out of Wilmington, Delaware. Our CEO, he's in Canada. He's my older brother. My younger brother, he's in Pakistan. So that's the leadership team that we have. But as far as this Inc. 5000 is concerned, it's more prestigious, and it also gives us trust, and it gives us more authority, basically, especially when we go to our clients that come on, hire from Repstack. Why? Because how many virtual assistants or remote hiring companies are Inc. 5000? I haven't seen any yet. If you guys find any, let me know. Certified admin. This is also a big one. So we tell a lot of people that there are some companies there. For example, Dalda is a food company. Mizan Bank is a financial institution. It's a finance company. Repstack is a digital marketing company. Anything to do with high-level CRM, that is also digital marketing right now. So as far as Repstack is concerned, we've been tied up with high level from day one. 90% of our clients use high level. It is, it is actually a whole different conversation, and I'll go over it next time, that how big high level is. The badge here is basically that we were the first learning partners, certified admin tier 3 learning partners for high level. It meant that we were so good at training people on how to get, how to learn high level. There was no certification before. So we pushed, we asked that, there should be certain level, there should be certain benchmarks when people are coming to hire. They're like, okay, yeah, I'm an expert at high level. Nobody knew what that meant. Now, if you have certain certifications, you can say, okay, I know this. So there's some check and balance there. And we are the pioneers on that too, along with a lot of other pioneering activities we've been doing. American Staffing Agency. Again, anything that has authority, right? We want to be there. We're members of American Staffing Agency for 2 years. Trust Index, the rating, normal rating for HR companies. The recruitment, as everybody knows, and we are running it, it is tough business, right? You have to go through people. It is a people business. And it's the most unpredictable resource on the planet. For me, in the morning, I'm different mood. In the afternoon, I'm a little different, and in the evening, I'm a little different, right? So, and that's what we're through. That's what we're up against at Repstack. Make sure that nobody goes in and we find the best talent. In that, we're still 4.8, where everybody on the planet, is averaging 3.8. So we've already, kind of surpassed, and we take pride in it, because I think we are a unicorn company. We don't look at competition too much. Actually, we don't look at competition at all, because I don't think there is anybody out there who's doing what we are doing. So that was a little quick on why, of course, what Repstack has been doing for some time. Next slide is, of course, me. Who is this guy? Co-founder Repstack, along with my brothers. Actually, in this chat, we're going to drop a link where we have all the co-founders, my brothers, CEO, Azhar Siddiqui. Let me see if I can pull that slide up. I would really like to. There you go. So meet the co-founders, Azhar Siddiqui. He is the CEO. He was running his digital marketing for 13 years before we started Repstack. I was working in JP Morgan and Chase. That's me. The picture is not loading. It's there right now. For 11 years before I started, Repstack. And Yavar is, basically he's a serial entrepreneur. He was running Middle East region for sales for Ericsson Pakistan, or Ericsson, at that time, I think Ericsson Sweden, if he's running Middle East. And then he was owner of Jesse's Burgers, a chain. And also he's owner of Resort, right? So this is all, when we came together, we started Repstack. Me personally, JP Morgan and Chase, I want to read this. JP Morgan Chase executive turned remote work entrepreneur. As a co-founder and CEO of Repstack, I oversee a trifecta of remote organizations. So that is what I wanted to actually call that, anything that we're doing here. I'm doing Repstack. We talked about it, recruitment business, been doing for some time. That's what our bread and butter is. So that's remote, 100% remote. We don't have even an office. Let me go actually full screen here. Yes. GHL Success Academy. So what do we do here? Here we train people on high level. I just talked about high level is CRM. If someone needs training, that's a different subject. And if someone applies at Repstack also, we will kind of also see if you are in line and would qualify for GHL Success Academy, which is a training program that we have. It's a paid training for high level. If you want to get admin certified, get registered on their directory at high level, that if someone's looking, they'll go on the directory who is available. So that's GHL Success Academy, high level training program, 90 days, remote again, no offices. GHL Sales Operator, again, we tried the GHL a lot. As you guys can see already, all 3 organizations that I'm running, all of them are 100% remote. And the last one that I'm talking about, GHL SO, it's basically what we teach and what we hire people to do. We are doing it ourselves. I started a digital marketing agency. My 4th brother, actually, I did not have him on the screen. He's running it for us alongside Azhar, our CEO. That's also 100%. It's already a 50,000 monthly recurring revenue agency. And this is a little bit of about Repstack, right? 800 global clients served so far, digital marketing agencies within USA, most of them. Five plus years, six almost now, across Canada, Inc. 5,000. I think we can go on. Now let's jump into the real crux of what we're here to talk about. So what is the benefits for employees, right? So everybody's been talking about, and we've been doing this for some time now. Uh, HR, again, as I said, it's an art. It's not a science. Humans are involved. Emotions are involved. So we've brought, why people are applying for Repstack. These are some of the pet questions, that we've been asking, and from that information, we've come up with the top 6 reasons. And I think this is just common sense, actually, if you look at it, because these are coming from all the numbers that we've dug in. But if you think about it, this is just human emotion. Work from anywhere, right? Okay, so someone's in Multan right now. We have a team. We're actually having a meetup for Repstack in Multan, 29th. It's a Eid Milan party. So they don't have to travel to Lahore or any other bigger city to go find a job. You can work from your own. We have people in Hunza. We have people in Murray. We have actually our very own HR recruiter at Repstack, Mahanur. She's based out of Murray. Pretty neat place to live, with summer coming up. So that's of course work from anywhere, flexible schedule. That what we do at Repstack is, once you're going to come in, we tell our clients that our people are going to work your time schedule. So that is flexible. But of course, once you start having a relationship with your client, with your manager, with your boss, whoever it is, right? Then you can say, okay, if I deliver, time doesn't matter. So that flexibility is there. I don't think that flexibility is definitely there 9 to 5. No commuting stress. This is actually, how it started. The commuting work, the whole thing that we're talking about, remote work and whatnot. So it actually started with someone who was trying to solve a problem for Los Angeles traffic. So he was saying it was called telecommuting, right? So he wanted to say, man, it takes so much time. But that's the way. That's how old remote work is, actually. By the way, guys, 1976. People have been thinking about it. So there's no rocket science about it. There's no innovation about it. It's just now the technology is there to just do it from your home, literally, right? Global career opportunities. I think this is big one. I would have highlighted it and put it in gold and made it blink a little bit more because you can sit right now in Lahore, in Islamabad, right? In Hunza, wherever you're based out of, as long as you have internet, right? You can work for digital marketing agency in Tampa, Florida. You can work for someone in Seattle, Washington. Global career opportunities. And what does it do? That's one of our values at Repstack also. It gives you level playing field. If you're good, right? If you're good, people are hunting down digital marketing talent. Right now, digital marketing business that we saw the numbers in 2024, they were a 667 billion market. That's what we're doing Repstack work. So we were just trying to process how much is it growing. In 2030, it is going to be 1.5. It's going to double, right? And all those agencies, what do they need? They need people who can do work for them. Now, more than any time, right, on the planet, right now is the best time. And I'm not saying it's, for anything else. I'm thinking it's the best time for Repstack, for remote work. If you want to go out, people think there's no opportunities. Maybe there's some geopolitical issues going on. Nobody cares. You can apply here. We'll take care of you. We'll make sure we'll connect to the right, person who actually takes care of you, who would be, honored to have you work for them. It goes both ways. The way we come here, HR team qualifies our people and our talent, our resource pool. Same way we go back in our sales team and we qualify our clients. If the amount of work that we put in finding the diamonds and gems like you guys, we don't want to just hand it over to anybody, right? So we have this whole qualification criteria on our client side also. So this global career opportunity, this is a big one, guys, right? So you can just be anywhere. Some of the people at Repstack, they're making, they've been here for 3, 4, 5 years. Of course, they have given us time, but now they're making, in 5,000. I didn't want to throw a number at you guys because, set expectations. But it's a journey, right? One of the people actually who started working for Repstack, he is our partner now, Ahmed, at GHL sales operator at the agency we started. So the growth at Repstack is right next level. The opportunity from the start, from get go, is there. First 2 years at Repstack, you get 10 increments. It's complicated. We give a lot of money out. A better work-life balance. I every time I'm here, I get 5, 10 minutes off. I go talk to my kid. I go sit, have a tea with my wife. Right? These are little things. I don't have to travel 1 hour and then come back, and by the time I'm exhausted. Right? So these are some of the perks, work-life balance. And then right above it, if you have that flexible work schedule done, then it's more. You can start a little later, finish a little later, or start a little late, start a little early. It's all on you. So the balance is of course there. We gotta make sure in this world, right? In this race, the competition, we're talking about HR, thousands of people applying, hundreds of people for some one page. But number one priority for you is you. Nobody, I'm telling you, I won't tell you my age, but I'm pretty old, and I know nobody will take care of you like you will, right? So if you started early, if someone would have told me that 20 years ago, I would have been, it would have been a learning curve. So that's the whole idea about Repstack. We want to make sure that whatever we have learned, people don't learn from their mistakes. They learn from our experience. So better work-life balance, invest on yourself. All three of us brothers, we're kind of very, very, very much into our physical fitness. We really promote that at Repstack also. So yeah, basically work on yourself. That's what work-life balance is all about. Higher pay scale, global career opportunities, and this I think is equals 4 is equals to 6 here. Definitely, right? And also, to be honest, we have now some clients from Pakistan who are hiring in US dollar rates from us because we are basically built to, service USA. That was our number one client because I'm based out of here. Repstack is registered in America, but we have clients all over the world now: Australia, UK, Pakistan, Dubai. So higher pay scale with global career opportunities, it just comes hand in hand. I think. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it does. Again, setting expectations, because once you're in Repstack, once you cross your line, I said 2 years, 10 increments. We have, of course, everything is performance based. There is no free lunch. This is a US company, right? Here, 9 a.m. means 8:55 a.m. So there, whoever's getting those 10 increments in 2 years, we're not just gonna. It's not gonna be a participation trophy. It's gonna be the winner's trophy that we hand out. And of course, the increments depend on performance. You get more, if you perform better. Let's go to the next one. Why are employers hiring right now? I think this is also really, really, really simple. I think if you think about what's the reasoning behind it, why is it growing? I don't think there's any secrets around here. It's basically everybody wants to grow, and our clientele that we have are people say, okay, we're from Pakistan. If you can communicate, because we're not in business of teaching English, right? That is what it is. We can train you on marketing if you have the personality, if you have the drive, if you would want to do it. Everybody's looking for you. Everybody on the planet. I do it for a living. I travel to events for a living. It's fun, but it does get hard. And what number one problem? You go to tech conference, you go to just the sports conference, anywhere someone is trying to grow, what they need, someone to hire. Everybody's looking for people, right? So AI is coming. I don't know, we have AI all over the place. It means they need someone to implement AI. So AI is not changing nothing, right? We've already seen it. We took kind of like an approach of observing. with AI happening last 2 years, everybody was throwing things, hiring people, firing people. We kept on doing what we do, guard our focus. Uh, so everybody, the requirements are not going nowhere. That's just my 2 cents around it. As far as Repstack is concerned, we try to make sure that we find the right people for the right clients. Matchmaking. That's basically what the whole thing we were talking about. Uh, the right matchmaking. And if you have the drive, apply again. Access, because everybody wants access to global talent. Our clients are from New York. They're liberals. They're on the right. They're far right. Americans don't care where you're from. I'm telling you, if you turn the news off, they want people. If you can deliver, and trust me, they will respect you. In anybody will. Same thing, I think it's not, I will not call it out Americans. I think everywhere on the planet. If you are the right person, nobody want to, let you go. Everybody wants the hardworking person, basically. So that's what the access to global talent, I think, as the Pakistan, I'm going to call out, because that's where we have people from India, Philippines, Bangladesh. We're starting to look across other borders also. But as far as Pakistan is concerned, we have fifth largest population. We're the fourth largest English-speaking country on the planet. So we have some volume, right? So we want to be there. We want to make sure if we can communicate and we can do a little bit of fine tuning on our skill set, we can definitely, we are already a force to reckon with, to be honest. But also on the economic side, reduced operational costs. That is number one reason, hands down, from our sales side, why people are hiring. Of course, they want good talent, but they also want it for less money. On average, the best digital marketing agencies on the planet, we have worked with 800. The best of them have 50% of their revenue. If they're making $100,000 a month, 50,000 of that money is going on payroll. Payroll is the biggest expense on anybody, on any digital marketing agencies. P&L, P&L is monthly revenue sheet. I forgot what P&L stands for. Profit and loss. But so 50%, right? That's going to be the first reason is across the ocean, across the pond, Atlantic Ocean, higher in South America, Pakistan, India, Philippines, wherever, right? People do that for cost. So that's why they're doing higher productivity. With this, I think Repstack has to be part of this for higher productivity, because most of the time when clients come, the one concern they have is, how can I know that the guy is working for me, and whatnot. So we have, like, of course, checks and balances. This is what we do for a living. We have seen, anytime anything goes down in Pakistan, we have a lot of things happening. Something storms, comes electricity going up and down, some any political tension. What never happens is at home, internet never goes down. So we have never been down at Repstack, and we've been thinking, oh, this happened. Should we say something? But it means that everybody's at home. When you're working from home, it just works right now. So it's higher productivity, no downtime, right? That's impossible. You have a storm, you have a snow in Delaware. I'm not going to be asked to go to work. It's day off, right? My kids are here, everybody's off. We're going to go sledding. But with remote work, guess what? You got to show up. So it's higher productivity. That's why people are looking for it. Even in US, if they have people, for example, if the company is in New York, they have people hired in Dallas, Texas. So remote work has been there already. They're just saying, go across a little bit more. Diverse workforce, make your workforce diverse, right? 24/7 global, basically access. What you call, you can get anywhere. We have this servicing Australia, we're servicing UK. So these are two continents. What is, we have Dubai, and then of course America. So that's the problem. There's a lot of problems being solved for agencies with remote work, right? So it's just common sense. So this is not going anywhere. AI, no AI, yes AI, big AI. I don't think that's it has anything or anything that has happened to us. Our requirements have gone up in last 1 year. So we've been, as I said, 6 years at Repstack. Last 1 year was rocket fueled. It was amazing. Last 6 months, more like, I think they had something else, right? The trajectory is really good. So if you're on the edge right now, if you're just thinking, Is it for me? Maybe your mom is not even convinced that, is remote work real? That's what we faced actually with some people that, they're like, oh, yeah, if you're working online, oh, that's okay. That's so much fun. You don't have to work. I'm like, so it is actually real work. You have to set expectations with everybody. So if anybody has worked remotely before, can you put a yes in here so I can see, how many people have. There's a lot of remote workers already. So that's good to see. So there is some experience here. It's not the first time at the rodeo. That always tells us something, right? So it means, so this webinar again is for the people. If you're looking to find out, what's there, what's the bigger opportunity, how to get better at, your representing your skills. If you have been out of the job market, maybe you're a housewife, right? And you're looking for work. You're just out of college, Repstack. You've been working for 5 years, Repstack. Basically, it's for everyone, I think. That's what I want to call out. So if you're looking for to go remote, with a company that you can trust, we're registered in Pakistan, we're registered in Canada, we're registered in USA, we're in 5,000 in USA. So that's what for employers. Let's move ahead. Let's keep going forward. We're doing good on time, I think. We're at a halfway mark. So again, I think yes, a lot of yeses. Good to know. Do we have any questions? Let me see. Let me open my chat. You wanna just call? You wanna just say the question, Iman? If there's
Yeah.
something, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Athar, we do have a question, and the question is, "Hello team, it is by Mohammed Umair. I've been a serial entrepreneur for last 3 years with a background in management sciences. I have a strong experience in sales, strategy, and marketing, but my experience is all over the place. I'm struggling to narrow down my area of expertise. Would really appreciate if I can get some support and guidance."
So the area of expertise is whatever job you have right now. That's the number one thing. And whatever is, number one thing that what we tell our clients, what person to hire first. I think that rule applies to you again. The one things that that you can do, but you don't like doing, those gotta go. Right? So I know we are again, cash is king. You need to have a job. Any job is better than no job. But guess, if you're working where what you like, then everything goes up a little bit higher. Try to find out, if you have 5 skills, which is the number one thing that you really, really like doing. You got to be a little better good at it too, of course. But anything else, yeah. And initially, I think that's not the question. If you're a serial entrepreneur, I would ask you to start doing something, and then your expertise is going to find you. You don't have to just say, "Oh, what do I pick?" Sometimes, right? Sometimes your skill comes and finds you that high level. For example, I had no idea what high level, what a CRM is. It's client relationship management tool. Now I know. Before I had no idea, but why it came to me, why we got so good at high level, because I started Repstack, a staffing company, and we got associated with the high level. So now we're high level experts of the planet, but we did not go and hunt high level. Right? It just came to us. So main thing is keep doing things. Make sure you keep yourself out there. Make sure don't get comfortable. Again, be selfish, be selfish, be selfish. If you're not investing in yourself, nobody's going to be investing in yourself. If you're not growing, if you're staying still, guess what? You're going down. It's because everybody else is growing. So that was, I think, a good question. Because a lot of people, try to, maybe too soon in their careers, like, have a more of close down on opportunities. Right now, leave it open. Right? It's okay. Maybe you would find something else that you would not even have thought about. So don't, what do you call, restrict your opportunities, I would think, for sure. So now let me go back to this. What is the solution for all of this? Now we have talked about Repstack is awesome. I'm great. And the job market is amazing. Anybody who is working remotely, they're sipping literally coffee. Let me just have a sip at home all the time. So how do you get into this action? So this is what we have, right? A 5-step remote work blueprint. Simple, simple, simple. No innovation. We did not reach Mars. We did not conquer any country. We just kept doing same things again and again and again for 6 years, and then got really, really, really good at it, right? So this is what we have. Everything that we've learned, we're going to throw at you. And it's not going to be overwhelming, trust me. It's going to be very, very simple, hands down, common sense again, right? It's just marked out one by one. And then we're going to have future, of course, series. We're going to have just one webinar only on building a resume. That's it. Next series. Next one is going to be only on online presence. Right now, we're going to cover all the five pillars of recruitment of what we follow. So we have how to find a remote job, workspace setup. Very, very, very important actually. This workspace. I love it. I love talking about it. Ask anybody at Repstack. How to keep a remote job. I don't know. I don't want to explain this. I think it's explained itself. So okay, so this is going to be fun. Let's move in, building a resume. So resume is one thing I found about resumes, and it tells you how, well, actually HR teams are nice people. I work in HR team. I work in an HR company. But to be honest, any person right now, if you're going to send your resume to any company and your resume is the best of the best, the only time any recruiter is going to give that resume is 7 seconds on average, not more. This is it. That's the time you have. 7 seconds is, I think, a little too much if I look at it. So I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I don't look resumes even for 7 seconds. So you got to make sure your resume stands out right there and then, right? It's like it has those lights out, you want it bright, you want to make sure. How do you stand out? We get 200 resumes a day. I know Manur, Iman, Hashir, our HR recruitment team, they are not going to read 257 resumes. So you got to make sure it is, of course, a little bit of, we have this ATS. These are the systems that are, what does ATS stand for, Iman?
Other, it is applicant tracking system.
Okay, so the ATS basically, right? So you want to make sure you don't get your resume, which is, awesome, just go to a trash bin because ATS didn't like it. Your format is not there, right? The AI enablement is there also. I know at Repstack, we don't read too many resumes until it has been going through some AI. This is minimum requirement. So make sure right out of the gate, how you can do, and don't copy paste resumes. I've done it because this is your life. Yeah, we'll give you templates. You can get templates from online, but put a little bit of I put Athar flavor in it, right? I would want put Iman flavor in her resume because everything is, if you keep eating same food over again, you don't even know what's the, you got to spice it up a little bit with your flavor. So that's what, have some authenticity to it. Even before you coming in here, I think let's go over the slides, right? So of course, make sure it's AI enabled. Find our tricks. We're going to also give you a little bit of giveaway at the end. That will also help you, with the updating your resume. Lead with your strongest skills. Skills have to be on the top. Sometimes now I look at resumes, the whole story is actually a paragraph and paragraphs, and at the end, bottom, they're like skills. Move skills up or on the side somewhere, right? So that's number one thing, because that's what people are looking for. What can you do? Nobody cares where did you went, second year in your high school, your last, 20 jobs. People want the first job and your skills. What can this guy do? What is he best at? So that skills got to be there. Make sure if you're good at something, quantify it, right? You should have number. I've made my sales team grow a lot. That tells nothing. We closed 20 extra deals a month after I joined. You got to add some numbers to it, a little bit quantification. And this is for you, for yourself. Don't wing your resume like I did when I was younger. It's easier. It's a lot of work. It takes patience. That's why we're here. We have the tools available. We're also working on actually an automated tool, which is going to be either your Repstack or not Repstack, doesn't matter. It's going to just help you build resumes. So, keep an eye out for that also. But yeah, quantify everything, make sure, you put a little bit of effort. This is you, again, you have to take care of yourself. Nobody, AI can only do so much for you. trust me, don't ask AI to do resumes. That's not a good idea. There you go. To make sure it's timeline, everything. I'm not going to try to say chronological. It's a very, very twisted word. It always gets me. The timeline, I like it more. Timeline order, latest experience, first, basics, basics. No rocket science, no rocket science, guys. We don't have to, go to Mars, as I said. Simple things. And of course, look for templates, right? Don't start from a scratch white paper. Just see whoever is, find a mentor who just got a job. You're like, okay, let me see your resume. How did your resume go through the ATS system? But at the end, right, these are human resource people who are actually looking to hire. They get paid to hire people. So they want, you guys to be actually coming to them. But you gotta have some expectation. You gotta have certain benchmark. Resume is like, I don't know, it's your ID, I think, without your ID or without your like passport, you wouldn't be able to enter any airport or any airplane. So this your resume, it has to have right credentials. Everything has to be aligned. The date has to be exact, expiry date, the picture, I put picture up. I'm a big fan of video resumes. So that is now I'll come in towards a little bit of Repstack part of it. So everybody's been, of course, doing it, but what a video does, even if someone's not even asking for a video resume, send it, and if it's for you guys, if it's a little hard to make videos is not for everybody. It's a little tough. Too bad. Tough luck. Make it anyway. Nobody cares if you don't like making videos. If it's going to give you a chance a little bit higher, do it. Do everything, right? Every little inch helps. Skills put on the top, that matters. Quantify your wins, that matters. And the timeline, that matters, right? So this also, so anything my granddad used to say, it would get the sweeter, the more sugar you add. So keep adding to it. Don't do minimum viable product that, yeah, my resume is done. So those are the things. Have had story of my friend, he just moved to Australia. He was a really good media buyer. Wish I could have hired him. But he went to Australia and he was applying for jobs. And he's like, instead of applying, he just made a video and sent it to the guy. And then, after a week, someone else called him. He's like, oh, we didn't have resume. Can you send us your resume also? So he didn't even send the resume. So yeah, just keep trying because, it's you. You got to spend time on yourself. And resume is absolutely necessary. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Remote work setup. Um, that is, of course, I think you can see it for me. I have a little bit of setup going on here. It took me 6 years, but it's not nothing. Of course, initially, if you're starting, uh, you can just have background. But there are virtual backgrounds, they look good too. Repstack, we're not fan of virtual backgrounds, to be honest. You gotta be a little bit show your flavor. So you gotta show your workspace. Build it for me. It's like Repstack is there. My little plant is there. It's dying. I know. We have Inc. 5000 field here. American Staffing Agency, seven-figure agency field. So this is everything that talks to me. These are actually the books that I've read. Actually, not read. I've listened to these books. I was buying. I don't read books, but I do, for my learning, I do listen to a lot of books. So everything is in this is, it talks to me. So you got to do what is for you, right? You don't have to start like this. You can just start by a ring light. The ring light is half the battle. I don't know if I can do that right now. Let me see. Yeah, so this is me without the ring light right now, right? So you can just turn the ring light on and it changes the world. So yeah, get the backdrop done, get a nice seat, get a nice desk. Start with the ring light. Ring light is half the battle. Dedicated workspace, big on it. Yeah, it is 2026. Yes, everybody has been working remotely all the time. Yes, people have families, but your kid or your younger brother can come in sometimes, in a meeting accidentally. Sometimes it cannot happen all the time, right? So you need to have a little quiet corner in your home, so you cannot be having that, yeah, oh, I'm working from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., but at 10 p.m. I have to go to my aunt's house for dinner. That's not gonna cut it. It does not cut it. You can do it, of course. You might get away with it, of course. But at a certain point, people find out, right? It's the if you want, anytime you're like, even if I'm like so, particular, I have like sun is out right now in Wilmington after a long time. It's a really beautiful day. Excuse me. So I really wanted to sit outside and sit in the sun and work. But I'm in my zone when I'm in my space. So that's why how important it is to have a dedicated workspace. Desk, chair, nothing to say here. You're only as good, only you could be the best media buyer. Even my friend who just got a job in Australia, right? You could be the best. But if you don't have internet, Repstack cannot help, right? I don't think any remote person can help you. So that is something you gotta pick. We have people in South Punjab, Laya, and we have in Hunza, we have in Murray. So if you want, you can get it done, right? I don't think anywhere, especially in Pakistan, I've seen, I think we have the footprint of internet all over. So we have people in Quetta for sure. So you're only as good as your internet. Make sure you get a dedicated connection. And I know sometimes you start to work. Quick tip: if you have a lot of siblings, you have a big household. Uh, 6 p.m. you start working. 6 to 9 or 10 p.m. All your siblings and everybody is also online. So make sure your internet doesn't go down when you're on calls. So this is kind of like a heartbeat. This is a lifeline of remote work. Nothing goes done nowhere. Nothing gets done. It's just a black screen basically. So all of that I've said is on one side, and this is I cannot talk enough about it. Executive presence. I think everything that we talked about here, last three things at Repstack, we like to call it executive presence. Are you here on the call? Are you dialed in? Is your internet there? Is your video, clear, crisp? Is your sound there? Is not too much noise in the background? Every little thing adds up, right? The ring light, that adds up. If you don't have a ring light, put a lamp on behind the screen. Start with anything. Start with what you have first. Let's move to the next slide. All right. How to find remote jobs. All right. This is also pretty interesting. Right? So we said this is good. Of course, come apply it to us. Make sure anybody that's here apply at Repstack. But outside, LinkedIn is hands down, I think, the biggest platform out there right now. Be active on LinkedIn. Search by role. There's all sorts of different tips and tricks. There's a lot of videos out there online. You can ask Repstack for recommendations also. That how to search for jobs on LinkedIn. This is, I think, number one. And anytime, so LinkedIn is a platform where people don't regularly log in. People only log in when they're looking for a job. The people who log in regularly are the people who are looking to hire people. So so everybody's coming here. So make sure when you go online and when you see someone is interacting with you see some inboxes or you DM someone, take every message seriously because you don't know who is out there. Do your research, be active, of course, over there. Company career pages, hunt down, if you have your sister, your brother, someone's working, I think referrals does the same thing. Go find out company career pages, apply there, look for the programs, ask around, of course, right? So these referrals, I'll jump from company career pages to referrals, I think, so if someone's out there doing a job, like, if someone says, oh man, I love working at Repstack. These guys, and they throw awesome parties. We're always having check-ins. We got amazing gifts on Eid, so you're like, okay, I'm going to go search repstack.co. What jobs do they have? Do I even have the skills to do that? So ask who is doing it right. Copy paste is not a bad thing. I know I asked add flavor, but copy paste is okay. Someone is doing it, you can do it too. Maybe you can do it a little bit better. Next page, right? There was Orkut before Facebook. Nobody I know here probably ever heard of Orkut, but that was the actual tool that started the whole thing. Networking, very, very important. Always go out. Always take action. Big fan of imperfect action. Don't wait for or the right person. I'm going to go to a career fair. I'm going to go only the interviews. Just go talk to people. Go wherever there's action going on. Wherever there's any recruitment drive going on. No networking event is a bad networking event. I'm telling you. Even if you show up and there's just the organizer there, I've had success at those events also. To be honest, remote job boards, those are pretty cool. I think there are a lot of those out there. Um, as far as it's not actually remote job boards. I think now they would be just job boards because I'm pretty sure like everything here that I see, everybody that I know, even if they're working at JP Morgan Chase, they work 2-3 days from home. So every job is kind of hybrid minimum, unless of course you're a plumber or you're a technician that you have to be on ground. Other than that, anything with service providing a job, those are definitely gone remote. Not 100% all of them, but hybrid at least. So that's kind of way to look. You got your prep done, you got your resume polished, you got your ring light. You look awesome now. You got something maybe in the back. So now you start up looking for jobs, left, right. You got a friend. Maybe he knew someone. You applied for the job. You copy pasted some of the things from his, successful resume. You need to know what works, what doesn't work. It's no shame in getting better and asking for help. Build a strong online profiles. I think it's the same thing continued. Look for Facebook groups, look for Instagram groups, look WhatsApp groups, right? So I think anywhere, make sure you're out there looking for a job is 100%, is a full-time job. So you cannot just drop a resume, oh, I applied for Repstack.co, CRM, done. And now you're gone. You're going to go have your breakfast. You're going to have your tea. You're waiting. Or Repstack hasn't replied so far. I don't know what happened. Forget about it. A reply for a job, forget about it. Apply for the next job and then forget about it, right? You've got to keep applying. Looking for a job. If you really need a job, it is a full-time job. You cannot just say, yes, some people are saying, oh, I want to switch. But some people at certain time in their current job, they have made the mind, I want out, right? So if you have that position already, or if you're at home, you haven't worked for some time, and now you're saying, I want in, I want to start working now, right? So make sure you take action, not just thinking about it's not going to happen. Look for a job all the time. Ask friends, go online, make sure your LinkedIn profile is accurate, is updated, create friends, can make connections, look what's happening, do some research, ask for help. Again, who's working the way you would like to work, ask them how did they get the job. Same, very, very simple things. And then of course, we have a lot of good information here on the top, about all the big numbers that we have. Let's see, 37% more recruiter responses with open to work turned on. There you go. You make small changes. Open to work on LinkedIn. Turn it on. Looking for a job, guys. What we got here? Remote work success formula. You did it all. You made the resume, right? You have a ring light. Awesome. You found a LinkedIn job. Someone got you an interview. Now you're there. You're on the job. It's done. Your dream job found it. You're like, oh, love it. But now you got to keep the job, right? It doesn't happen. It's not, it is going to be, I'm telling you, there is no free lunch. And if people, I know it's brutal, but it is. That's the way it is. You can sign a 1-year contract, 2-year contract, but if you're not the person that thought they were hiring, you're going to be out faster than you came in, right? So make sure discipline. I told again, USA, when I first came to America, 2000, our international student coordinators, the first thing, right out, international student orientation going on. First thing she said, in America, 9 a.m. means 8:55 a.m. I'm like, okay. And then she repeated, and she saw all of us, because we were all international students. They're like, I know 9 a.m. in Pakistan might mean 9:30. And she looked at me again. But here, 9 a.m. means 8:55. So be disciplined, make sure you show up. That's the minimum you can do at any work, minimum. Show up on time. Show up before time. Don't want to be like opening the laptop at 9 a.m. if you're supposed to log in at 9 a.m. and your laptop starts updating. Because it will start updating if you have a very important call at 9 a.m. Trust me, has happened to everybody. Right? Test your camera, test, make sure you're ready half an hour before. Don't be rushing to work. I like to get to airport early too, right? So you want to be doing, make sure you've done your homework because this is your livelihood. This is your career. This is your dream job that you've applied, worked so hard for your resumes, your presence and whatnot, So make sure you show up, you do it, and it's day in, day out, day in, day out. You cannot have ups and downs at work. It does not work. And ups and downs, like they show up like a sore thumb. I'm telling you, if someone's really good, sometimes if someone's really bad, sometimes they're bad. You're not a good worker if you have ups and downs. You cannot. Consistency is discipline is what it's all about. Communication, over communicate your progress. There is no such thing as over communication. So this word should be disbanded. Just to communicate, and you communicate a lot, right? Just keep asking questions. Make sure this thing is open, and that is the way I learned also, and that is the Repstack way also. And we've done what I learned at JP Morgan Chase, the Fortune 500 company, trillions of dollars of assets. Main thing is, there's same thing. Everybody's open. MTO comes in or a managing director comes in. If you don't know something, you just ask the question. Ask for help. Nobody expects you to know everything, right? Everybody's Googling or now chat GPTing or plotting their way at work. So if you have some questions, ask questions. Say, did I do it right? Oh, no, do it this way. Yeah, and don't have any egos that everybody expects you to know everything. Now, once you're hired, usually, the mindset is, of course, you got to deliver things. But if you want to like innovate something, then you got to share, collaborate with other team members, make yourself a little bit vulnerable. Maybe someone will say, "Oh no, that's not a good idea." It's okay if it's not a good idea, but keep communication very key. Out of sight is out of mind. So if there's like 5 people in digital marketing agency and one person has camera off all the time, and he's only sends the work on Friday. That's all they're supposed to do, and they do it very very well. But if as soon as they lose some attraction and they need to say, okay, after 5 people, we need to get rid of one person. That one person in the dark who's not been sending, who's not been on the calls, who's not been communicating, who's not been pestering the manager, they're like, let's get rid of him. I don't even know, where he is. So out of sight, that's why executive presence, you got to culturally connect with your manager. Make sure you show up. You just don't do the bare minimum. Minimum viable product is a very very awesome term for technology for software developers. It's the worst case scenario if you are a service provider in this field, marketing, sales. Anytime you're in connection with, you don't want minimum viable product. You want to do maximum. And it's okay if your maximum is not the same as other person's maximum. You're trying, and people see that, right? So show up every day. Try more every day. Communicate extra. There's nothing. It's an email, it's a Slack. Do that. Set a dedicated workspace. There you go. Right, same thing. Make sure eliminate distractions. It does come. Life happens. Things do change. We have 300 people in our company. A lot of people get married, people get kids, people move cities. Things happen. But at the end of the day, make sure you communicate with the client. Okay, I'm going to be moving from Lahore to Multan now because I don't have to live in Lahore now. I can go live with my parents, but it's going to be maybe 2 days. I'm going to be on road, but I'll still be logging in. I'll doing my work. So make sure the productivity stays there, no matter what you do. Remote work. That's why the whole idea in the beginning we thought that employers are hiring is because it's consistency, right? There's no downtime. Remember, that's what we're selling. There's no downtime. Do what you say, you'll do every time. So this is again, I think basics. Make sure you follow ethics. That's basic human. Um, the way we act. Generally, whatever we've been taught by our parents, by our teachers, in the books. Yeah. Come on, be trustworthy. If you say something, do something. If you can't do it, let them know. So go back to point number 2. Communicate. I'm having trouble finishing an assignment. They love that. Actually, if you can tell them. Why Repstack? That's what we talked about initially. It's been a good 1 hour with you guys. We'll actually go a little bit longer, I think, for Q&A. But this is kind of what we covered so far. Why Repstack? We're the best, hands down. There is no one else out there who's doing what we're doing, right? I think I'm very, very confident about it. I would want someone to challenge me on that. Build your resume. We talked about, what are the ups and downs of resume, how to get a world-class resume, build your online profile, find remote job, set up your workspace. That was very dear to me, and I think I took the longest on the resume and the workspace part of it. The remote work formula. Yeah, if you're doing so much effort, you showed up, you got the job. Keep the job. Keeping it. Yeah, getting there is. I think for me, losing weight. I've been having problem with my weight all my life. So losing weight was never a problem. I think keeping it lost, not finding it again was a bigger problem all the time. Open job roles at Repstack. We're always hiring. I get up in the morning. My recruitment team gets up in the morning, and one thing is on their mind is how do we hire more people? We do this for a living. That's it. There is nothing else Repstack does. Repstack has single goal: hire more marketing people. CRM is high level, right? So high level, I think I talked about it in detail in the beginning. Why is it so close to us? We have everybody of our clients, 90% of our clients using it. Everybody at Repstack is trained on high level, not admin certified, but they have to know the ropes of this tool. Media buyer. If you're a media buyer right now, you have some experience of what do you call spending money and getting results for your clients. Repstack, we will, I don't know, I don't want to use it, but we might be coming to your house to pick you up for an interview because that's how much demand media buyers are right now. So, click on it. We'll have QR code in the later slide. SEO associate, web developers, SEO basically is its own beast. It's not going anywhere. I think I just heard that there's now Chat GPT SEO also. So I want Chat GPT to for them to say, someone asked virtual assistant, say, oh yeah, hire from Repstack. We want that also. So the SEO is, is with AI and no job is going nowhere. If anything, there's more jobs coming. We have another role that, it's been popping up, but it's not as our core role right now. It's an AI operator. I don't know what that means. I'll look dictionary, I'll Google it, I'll chat GPT it and find out. But if people are asking for AI operators, there's more people coming because AI is coming, not less jobs basically. Account management, content and graphics, it has not gone anywhere. People want more and more. A lot of video editing required. Executive assistant. Anytime entrepreneurs, someone like me, they need someone take control of their lives, right? Because they're doing 100,000 things in the same time. So this role is also really, really big. If you guys are interested right now, apply for a job. This is, what we do. Hopefully you got some good information. Hopefully you got some good, takeaways. We're also going to be sending you the webinar recording, interview do's and don'ts. And that's a really good template that we have. We'll be sharing with anybody who applies for a job, by the way. And then guide to the best executive present. That is one to do. And even if you don't come to Repstack, do this one. This is going to be, changing your life for good. And the last one, free PDF copy of Remote First Agency. So this is the book my older brother Azhar Siddiqui wrote. So we literally wrote a book on remote first agency. So if you're looking for a remote job, I think we're pretty good people to trust on it, right? So that's it from my side. Do you have any questions, Iman? You want to highlight?
Yep. So, Atha, we actually have a lot of questions. So, the first would be that hi, this is by Sayyida Khatija, and the question is, I wanted to know, being a practicing psychologist, I have great soft skills. How can I be part of this team? I'm an entrepreneur as well.
So I think you are the recruiter, by the way. So Iman might be the better way to answer. But for me, I think again, I was on career fairs across Pakistan. We're going to be out in UAT, I think, in a week or two in Lahore. But what we look for is personality, right? We can teach you high level. Actually, we're really, really good at teaching people high level. We can teach you marketing, media buying. We can't get you experience, but we can teach you on that, right? We have an MP program on it where people come in and we develop them, and then we place with them. So if you want it, right, then you can come to Repstack. There is no two ways around it. If you think your communication is strong, look for an executive assistant role, apply for it. CSM, account management role. These are the client-facing roles, right? So, and with psychology, you said, Major, maybe sales might be the one role for you. So, and then this is not just for we hire for Repstack. We hire all these roles, of course, for our core team also, which is almost 50 people. But we have all the recruitment that we do. Majority of it is to get placed with our clients who are looking to hire. So definitely, yeah, I would say EA, account management, or a sales role for this.
Amazing. So while we are at it, we have another question that says, does Repstack provide any internship opportunities or they're available at Repstack? It is by Tahir Mustafa.
Okay, yeah. So we have pretty awesome program. It's not an internship program. It's a management training program. What that does is that we would join either HR, sales, marketing, finance, any team, and you would work. It's an actual job, to be honest. So I went again. I'm repeating myself, but I was at career fairs and I was talking to a lot of students. And what I learned about internship program in Pakistan was kind of disappointing that you guys only get once if you're an internee, a data set which is like just a made up. You don't get to do the actual data set analysis. You don't get to go to the client calls. At Repstack, management trainees, they're doing sales. They're doing everything, from day one because everybody at Repstack, we have basically what would you call open door policy,
Yeah.
what they would call in other places. But if someone needs to talk to me, they just slack me, right? So MPO program is very, very strong. We've had Iman, she's our lead here at HR. She started as an MPO. We've had a lot of that is one of our biggest success stories. The people that we've turned around. That's why I'm here on this call talking for last 1 hour, trying to see if we can find the real talent again, get some MPOs, maybe get someone to apply. Whoever, we just have so much demand. But again, coming back to MP program, right now we have, I think, the MP program is 3 months long. It is paid. It is full time. It is exclusive. We don't want you to be working somewhere else because, as I said, it is a full time job. And within 3 months, after 3 months, either if you're good, uh, you know, you're gonna get a job. If you're not, you're gonna let go of. But you're not gonna be doing 3 months if you're not good, to be honest. And you're also not gonna be 3 months if you're good because we're gonna place you with a client before 3 months because the demand is through the roof. So 3 months is just the benchmark for the MQ program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. We have one more question that is related to GHL. So the question is that the candidate is Mohammed Umair, and he's saying, I've observed some clients are switching to conventional CRMs and creating their own CRMs with AIs. So would it affect our CRM jobs? And is GHL only important because there are clients that are using HubSpot as well? So what is your comment on the question?
Yeah, no, definitely. So I've been playing with Claude also. You tell it something and it makes you a tool. But those tools are vary, right? So you gotta still send it to some technical person that could be used as a draft, right? And if someone is building an AI CRM, I would want to see them also. They can build maybe a workflow, I can think, with an AI. But that this happens, and this is what CRM does. But these are very, very maybe on grassroots level. Anytime you grow up, even just a little bit, we found it. We were on, we were actually without it. We were on ClickUp. It was a project management tool. Now we're on high level. High level is a one-stop shop for the CRM, and yeah, so it is kind of a competition for HubSpot. That's my second part of the question. So HubSpot, ClickFunnels, Salesforce, Active Campaign, and High Level. We are partnered with High Level. We are going to be actually be on stage. I'm going to be on stage in High Level event coming next month in Mexico City. So yeah, so high level is a competition of HubSpot, and we have the company that I told you about, GHL Sales Operator. One of the basic functions it does is they target HubSpot people and have them transition to high level, because HubSpot is way too expensive. It is annual contract. It is overwhelming. HubSpot resources, they're nowhere to be found, and it's very, very glitchy. So now we're bringing those people to high level because we're really good at it. We can build it for them. If not, they can find a person from Repstack who can do it for them. Yeah, building an AI, a CRM is a mission. That's kind of for a business owners. If your business is basically be a dentist, or if your business is to landscaping, you want more clients, you want more dentist customers or clients, patients coming into your door. You don't want to become an expert in AI now. I don't see a dentist creating a CRM. Anybody comes in, they get automatic alerts. So yeah, I think doing some workflow might be there, but yeah, definitely with that, an AI operator might be the role that the dentist want to hire. There's always going to be a human behind an AI, to be honest.
Yeah. Absolutely. We have another question by Munib, and the question is, my question is that many of us are totally new for online jobs. Where should we get trainings and start our online career?
Right here, I think, first thing is congratulations for being on this webinar. So if you're here, it means, you really want to learn. Repstack is it. Follow us. We're going to be doing a lot more series. As I said, next step is going to be resume building. And if you really want to learn right now, GHL Success Academy. I'm not sure if we have the link for it. We can drop the link for that too. That's our
Yeah.
training organization. We just train people and help them get certified with high level admin certified within 3 months. So if you're looking for just training, if you think you're not right there to go and directly work for a client in digital marketing agency field right now, to go for GHL Success Academy. But I would still recommend apply for the job. Let us judge if you're not ready right now or not, because sometimes you'll be surprised, what we look for. Okay, yeah, so that's the answer for that. Any other questions, Iman? Maybe let's do two more.
Athar, I think one of the question is that Faria Shazad has asked, please ask Athar. I'm an MBA finance working with US organization as a content writer and influencer. Love to join Repstack. I'm also I also have a friend at Repstack. So how can I go about it?
Yeah, so make sure your friend knows, because she will get a referral bonus if you go through your friend. She'll get some extra cash, and that's it. Just ask a friend if you're good. If we're looking for people, just apply
Mhm.
for a job. This is the QR code. Everything comes to us, and everybody that's looking at these resumes is on the call right now. Everybody in our recruitment team, everyone work alongside. So they're listening.
Yeah.
This is the best way. There is no other way, right? Because we built this system, so I have to follow it, right? And I was working as a systems engineer in JP Morgan Chase, so we brought everything here, made it a little bit more simpler, a lot simpler. So yeah, the system is you scan the QR code and apply for the job, or make sure, or maybe you can ask your friend, because is there a referral link? How do people refer, Iman?
So, Athar, we have a whole referral program within Repstack, and they have their referral links in our all channels like Cafe and Team Repstack as well. So they can always refer a candidate, friend, family, or anybody they know through that link, and we'll have the information and we'll be reaching out.
Okay. Yes, most direct again. I think the direct is apply now on the screen.
Yeah. The last question would be is by Syed Atif, and he said, "Do you guys hire people who have done their intermediate only, but have skills and want to grow, like have paid marketing, SEO, and AI automation (GHL) skills?"
Yes, definitely. I think we have people, but the ideal is someone who's a graduate, right? Who has a degree, but that's not a requirement. If you think you're good, apply, right? We have technical tests. We have a lot of rounds of interviews. We have, so yeah, if you think you're good within specific field, especially if SEO, if you know high level, just text me directly or something, because we pick people up for high level. It's only a 6-year-old company. There are no people out there. So yeah, again, apply for the job all with Repstack. Let us make a decision. Intermediate, I don't think it's an issue for sure. And then is it my correct understanding, Iman or
Yeah,
Bindu?
absolutely. Athar, if you have a skill set and you do not plan on pursuing your bachelor's in the future, intermediate is not an issue.
Okay, and then last question, I just also want to ask you right now. You know, people say if they work on Eastern time zone, what is going to be the time lines work shifts in Pakistan?
So it would be from 5 p.m. till 2 a.m. And if we go to daylight saving, it would be 6 p.m. till 3 a.m. at night.
Okay. I think we're all set. Thanks a lot again, everybody. I'm gonna stop sharing. You're gonna be getting this deck, the webinar recording, the remote interviews, do's and don'ts. That's a training that we have. Guide to executive presence training, and the copy of the remote first agency book, written by Repstack CEO Azhar Siddiqui. Other than that, thanks a lot, guys. It was really a lot of fun talking to everybody. We're going to leave the chat open for 10 minutes for everybody to, if someone has any more questions, we're going to be replying to the questions. But look forward to you guys joining Repstack, or if not, come to our next webinar. We'll have a lot more information for you guys. Until then, thanks a lot, guys.